Welcome everyone to our trade training program webinar. My name is Miriam. I'm the distribution coordinator here at Tourism NT. And before we start, I want to respectfully acknowledge and honor the Aboriginal people of the Northern Territory and recognize the continuation of culture, connections to land, water and country. We pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. Again, a big welcome to our last trade training program webinar for this financial year. We're busy planning for the new financial year with plenty of exciting opportunities to learn more about the Northern Territory. So stay tuned for new webinar sessions along with fresh ideas and training tools. And as always, it's so great to see so many people of you taking the time out of your busy day to join us. So thank you very much. And today we will talk about sustainable tourism products in the Northern Territory. For this, we have two fantastic NT operators invited to join us and to share some details about their products. We will hear shortly from Rob, owner of Ethical Adventures, and from Louise and Lana from Bamurru Plains, a luxury bush lodge in the Kakadu area. Great to have you all on board. And before we get you started, I just have a few things to say. As per usual, just a few words on housekeeping. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat box. We will have a Q&A at the end of each of our operator presentations. And we're also recording the session to upload it to our trade website. I will send an email out to everyone who has registered for the webinars with a link to the recording on the website and the new training module. To be eligible to win our incentive prize, you will need to watch the webinar either live or recorded and complete the Sustainable Tourism Products training module on our trade website. So without further ado, let me quickly share my presentation. And I did make sure to have the sound included today. So yes. More and more travelers today are looking for meaningful experiences that are low impact, authentic, and give back to places they visit. The Northern Territory is the perfect match for that. With ancient rock art, wide open spaces, and two UNESCO-listed national parks, Kakadu and Uluru-Karajuta, it offers unforgettable experiences that are also respectful of culture and environment. Sustainable tourism products aren't just good for the planet, they're also great for your clients. These kinds of experiences are thoughtful, unique, and often create a much deeper connection for the traveler. Across the NT, many operators are doing fantastic work by using renewable energy, offering Aboriginal-led cultural tours, and supporting local conservation efforts. Selling these products means offering something special, travel with purpose, and stories your clients will remember and talk about for years. Just having a quick look at the sustainable tourism experiences available, because there are so many ways travelers can experience the Northern Territory in a low impact and meaningful way. From Aboriginal cultural experiences where guests hear ancient stories and learn about bush medicine directly from the traditional owners, to staying at eco-accommodation that runs on solar, uses sustainable waste systems, and employs locally. Wildlife experiences are also a big draw, whether it's a bird watching cruise in the Mary River wetlands or spotting crocs in Kakadu. There are plenty of responsible operators who prioritize minimal disturbance to wildlife. There's also stargazing under some of the clearest skies in the world. In places like the Red Centre, guests can join small group astronomy tours with operators like Earth Sanctuary in Alice Springs or Voyages Indigenous Tourism at Uluru. For active travelers, there are guided city walking tours in Darwin or multi-day hikes like the Larapinta Trail, one of the top-rated treks in Australia. And lastly, we're seeing more interest in slow travel. Multi-day self-drives allow visitors to explore remote areas at their own pace and to support small communities along the way. Then having a quick look at the regions. I've picked just a few examples from each area to keep it short. So we're having a look at the Red Centre. In Alice Springs, you've got great options like Alice Springs Desert Park, which offers conservation-based education and wildlife experiences. Earth Sanctuary operates for 25 years carbon neutral, offering off-grid tours and astronomy experiences. Stanley Chasm and 100% Finke River Culture and Adventure offer cultural tours with traditional owners. For your active clients, you can offer Red Center Adventures, who offer low-impact mountain biking tours, or you can go hiking the Larapinta Trail with Tasmania Walking Co. And for stays, Uramina Homestead is a family-run operation offering that authentic remote station stay experience. Over at Kings Canyon, Discovery Resorts and Kings Creek Station are both working on sustainability, which includes solar power and eco-stays. Karg Aboriginal Cultural Tours offers a powerful cultural experience run by local traditional owners. And then at Uluru, Voyages is doing great work around Indigenous employment and cultural experiences. Longitude 131 degrees is that luxury eco option. And for low impact touring, See It Outback Australia runs small group tours focusing on local culture and landscapes. With Uluru Segway Tours, you get the opportunity to discover Uluru in a different way, which is also gentle on the environment. And then having a quick look at the top end, obviously we have Ethical Adventures, and Rob is going to talk more about this in a minute. But they place sustainability at the heart of their business. Their small group day tours focus on environmental education and highlight the natural beauty and conservation challenges of the top end's national parks. Then Northern Territory Indigenous Tours, on the other hand, is an Aboriginal-owned business with a strong focus on cultural education. Their tours share deep insights into Aboriginal culture, land connection, and the environment from a First Nations perspective. For a taste of the city, Darwin Walking Tours and Darwin Gourmet Tours are a great way to explore on foot and support local businesses. And See Darwin offers marine experiences with minimal impact and focus on conservation. In the Kakadu region, Kakadu Tourism's Coinda Lodge and Yellow Water Cruises offer eco-certified stays and experiences, while Bamurru Plains on the Mary River floodplains is a standout, operating almost entirely off-grid and are actively involved in wildlife conservation. In the Nitmiluk region, owned by Jawoyn people, Nitmiluk Tours and Nitmiluk Gorge Cruises are a great example of well-established Aboriginal tourism, offering tours with cultural depth and incredible scenery. Cicada Lodge is a beautiful eco-accredited stay, and slow adventures like guided walks and canoe tours are a peaceful way to connect with a special place. Right. And this brings me to our operators today. So please welcome Rob Woods from Ethical Adventures and Louise Hill and Lana Jidik from Bamurru Plains. Thank you guys for joining us. And we will start with Rob. We have pre-recorded his presentation and he will say a few words afterwards. So let's see.
The next 5 or 10 minutes. I'm Rob, and I just want to quickly take you through our version of sustainability and how we apply that, or how we have applied that over the years in Ethical Ventures, and of course just to refocus everybody also on the origins of that sustainability word and what it really does mean. So strap in, and yeah, I'll take questions afterwards. Thank you.
What is sustainability? One of the more common definitions of sustainability used worldwide is from the UN Brundtland Commission. They say sustainable development is development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. So put simply, sustainability is about our kids and our grandkids. How do we live today so that they can thrive? and future generations can also have a good life. Our planet has many resources that we depend on for food, for housing, and many of those resources can replenish. You can cut down a tree and grow new trees. You can catch fish and then there will be more fish. But that only works if you do it at a rate that these systems can replenish. We call that the replacement rate. You could think of it as a bathtub, and you're draining the bathtub and filling the bathtub at the same rate. And if you do that, then the level of the water should be able to stay stable. We call that equilibrium. It's not that you're not using any resources, you are, but you're doing it at a rate that the systems are able to stay somewhat steady. Right now, and over the past few decades, what we're seeing is that we are consuming resources much faster than the replacement rate. And the result of that, draining the bathtub faster than filling it, is that those levels are going down. We're seeing fisheries disappearing and other ocean life. We're seeing forests disappearing. Of course, everyone is familiar with the impacts of climate change and, other impacts of this level of consumption, plastics in the ocean, all of these problems. So ultimately, sustainability is about understanding how all of this is connected, understanding that when you make a decision to buy a smartphone, you are impacting someone's life on the other side of the planet who's involved in mining the materials to put in that smartphone. So sustainability is about systems thinking. One of the other big frameworks that we use to talk about sustainability is the 3 E's. In business, we call that the triple bottom line. Some people call it the 3 legs of the stool. And that's environment, economy, and equity. And it's not just about understanding that we need to manage all of those. It's understanding how they're connected. So if you only look at short-term economic profit, then you're not going to end up with a thriving economy in the long term. If you're only looking at conserving the environment without thinking about economics and understanding, how people are making their livelihood, you also may not end up with a thriving society. And if you aren't looking at equity, you're going to end up with a few people that have most of the resources and many people who are hungry and not living a good life. And that's not really a successful human society either. So sustainability is really about addressing all of those and understanding the connections between them.
So Ethical Adventures was set up for the sole purpose of putting the discussion around sustainability out there to tourists, with the objective of trying to motivate them to then make changes in their life and also motivate decision makers around them towards a more holistic, sustainable society and world. That was the grandiose plan of Ethical Ventures, and of course that was initiated knowing full well that we're only a small operator, we've got limited resources, and the chances of success might be 0 to slim, but that wasn't the point. The point was that's what we thought was the right thing to do, and that's what we're doing. As far as the actual actions that we are doing, besides that, motivation for people on our tours is, of course, an advocacy outside of the tours, are the normal little things that every business should be doing. And these aren't things that we're going to stand on top of the rooftops and shout about. These are things that really are just good business sense, and that is things like recycle where you can, reuse where you can, reduce use where you can, and all those things around those classic micro level business initiatives, energy use, light switches off, all that sort of stuff that, again, these things really shouldn't form part of any sort of backslapping, accolade generating sort of activity. It should be stuff that you should do because it's the right thing to do, and of course it's right for your business as well, because it usually does lead to efficiencies. What's more important for us is the fact that we're working in an industry that is quite influential. You do get people from all over the world. We have the potential to really get a groundswell of interest in this, and really creating minions of change as well. And that's it. And also using that position within the tourism industry as, let's say, arguably a successful business, that discusses issues, that addresses issues, using that position to advocate forcefully next to our brand in the public space. And some of those things back in the 2016, or actually earlier than that, so 2014-15, issues with contamination out at Rum Jungle uranium mine, just on the edge of Litchfield. And you know, nothing being done about it until a stakeholder group, which we were part of, took our concerns into government and put a bit of pressure on them. It took a while, but they did act on that. And up until then, you'd have school groups going out and parking their bus next to these places that had high levels of gamma radiation. So not great. So there's a win. I would put that down, would be part of. Moving forward, you've got the issue with fracking, which is still an issue today. Unconventional gas extraction across the Northern Territory. Initially access to all of the territory, or 96% of the territory landscape, to go out there and drill and gas, suck up from the ground and put chemicals in and potentially destroy everything with no regulations or oversight whatsoever. And we were very heavily involved in that, and even drove some traditional owners and advocates down to Canberra for meetings with politicians and press conferences and meeting with community along the way. And as part of that, so we were only part of it, but that's the whole idea. You know, the inquiry was brought in, last for 2 years, and rules and regulations were put around that industry. Was that the best outcome? No, because it's still going ahead, and we've still got, you know, we're still part of the, let's say, discussion around getting that to be a more responsible industry. More recently, you've got things like the Middle Arm Development Precinct, which is going to industrialise pretty much all the Darwin Harbour, leading to air quality, water quality, and food concerns. Not, and, you know, that's without talking about the social disruption as well. So. The reality is that, you know, you can have do all the micro level things you like within your business and be a nice little soldier in that regard. But unless you can actually survive in the big pond with all the other players and all the under industries, then ultimately you're not a sustainable business. And if that spreads out to different industries, all of a sudden we're not a sustainable society. And on a global level, we're not a sustainable species. So that's where we're at with sustainability, and that's a fundamental belief, is that within tourism, we, out of pretty much any of the industries out there, have a higher obligation to advocate for responsible use of resources and human interaction with the natural world, and also respect for an inclusion of cultures and thoughts. That's it.
All right.
Thank you.
And we have Rob here live today. Let me send him through to you guys. Hi, Rob.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for sitting through that. Yeah, that's pretty much our base for our belief with sustainability. We've integrated aspects of that into our operations. Now, just for those who don't know us, we've been operating in Darwin since 2014, so about 11 years. We've been doing our thing. We do everything from less than a day tours, multi-day tours, and a lot of bespoke private charter operations right across the top end to places like Kakadu, Litchfield, and beyond. And of course, we work with a lot of key providers, accommodation, cruises, flights, those sorts of things. So we pretty much bring everything together. And again, our small group, very private, very personal tours. And today we've got two little clips that we like to show you. One is of our Litchfield day tour, and the other one is of our Kakadu 2-day tour. Both of these, Litchfield is maximum of 10, and the Kakadu 2-day tour is a maximum of 8 people. So Miriam, if you'd like to play those videos, that'd be great.
Yep. Give me 1 sec to get it going. One moment. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Rob. That was a great presentation. There hasn't been any questions that came through. I will give up then to Louise and Lana from Bamurru Plains. Hi, Louise and Lana, you're live.
Hi, Miriam. Thanks. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. My name's Louise Hill. I'm the Sales Director for Wild Bush Luxury, and Lana is our Inside Sales Coordinator and Reservations as well. Many hats. We're a small company. It's great that you can join us today. We're going to discuss our lovely property, Bamurru Plains. And I just picture that like the private concession lodges that you get outside the national parks in Africa, we're that type of concept. We're 300 square kilometres just outside Kakadu National Park. So you get, there's no fences, the animals wander freely, and you're on your own private concession. So Miriam, if you want to play the PowerPoint, and then Lana and I are happy to answer any questions for you afterwards.
Fabulous. Sorry. There we go. Let me just quickly change.
Hi everyone, my name is Lana. I'm part of the sales team at Wild Bush Luxury. Today I'd like to introduce you to Bamurru Plains, an all-inclusive safari-style lodge. I am very excited to share more about Bamurru Plains and the experience it offers. Let's take a look at some highlights. Bamurru is located in the Northern Territory and offers a remote, exclusive and immersive experience. Although off the beaten track, we are easily accessible by road. The drive from Darwin is about 3 hours, and from Jabiru in the Kakadu National Park about 2.5. For an unforgettable experience, however, we recommend chartering a plane. This scenic 30-minute journey offers breathtaking views of the surrounding landscape. Bamurru Plains is an all-inclusive Australian safari camp positioned on the coastal floodplains of the Bamurru River floodplains near the edge of the Kakadu National Park. The location on the Bamurru River floodplains is considered Australia's Okavango Delta for its diversity and volume of wildlife and bird life. The emphasis of any stay is to expose guests to one of the most significant ecosystems in Australia. Bamurru Plains was designed as an ecotourism destination to celebrate the natural wilderness of the top end. The lodge was carefully developed to seamlessly blend in the surroundings with little interference using sustainable materials. The Safari Lodge was built to support a minimal impact on the environment, and each accommodation is elevated on poles to protect the floodplain ecosystem. Our safari bungalows feature floor-to-ceiling mesh walls that promote natural ventilation, reducing the need for air conditioning to minimize energy consumption. Also, 75% of our power is solar generated. Our hot water is solar heated as well, and the drinking water is sourced from on-site groundwater bores and filtered for use. We also partner with Australian Wildlife Conservancy to support biodiversity conservation efforts. Let's take a look at some key facts about Bamurru Plains. The property is open from March to October and is designed to provide an intimate experience with a maximum of 26 guests. The accommodation options include 10 safari bungalows, from which 7 are fan-cooled and 3 have air conditioning, and 2 premium suites, the Kingfisher Suite and the Jabiru Retreat. Guests can enjoy an all-inclusive experience, complete with gourmet meals and unlimited beverages from an open bar. One of the highlights of staying here is the twice-daily safari-style experiences, which allow the guests to get up close and personal with the surrounding wildlife. The lodge design allows for peaceful atmosphere, with guest accommodation situated to the west and east of the central main lodge building. Guests can unwind by the infinity pool or read a book in the cozy lounge area. Evenings are spent enjoying chef-prepared meals shared in a communal setting that fosters connection and reflection. Our safari bungalows lie scattered amongst pandanus vegetation on the edge of the floodplains and are carefully designed to give undisturbed views of the untamed natural landscape. The unique design with mesh walls on 3 sides allows complete nature immersion. You can see, hear, and almost feel the wildlife around you. Spacious and cool at approximately 32 square meters, each of the 7 safari bungalows have large ceiling fans, private ensuite bathroom, and a comfortable king bed that can be configured into a twin. The one-way mesh walls allow to see out while retaining full privacy. Thankful safari bungalows sleep maximum of 2 guests. Our 3 aircon bungalows feature bifold floor-to-ceiling windows and a mesh-screened veranda. The AC bungalows sleep a maximum of 2 adults and can also fit 1 swag bed for a child. Our largest safari bungalow is a Kingfisher suite with expansive floodplain views through Bamurru's trademark ceiling-to-floor mesh walls. It has large ceiling fans for cooling. With 81 square meters in the bedroom alone, this suite features a king-size bed, generous lounge and dining area, and an ensuite bathroom. The Kingfisher suite is large enough to accommodate a family of 5 in comfort, with up to 3 children sleeping in swag beds. Our retreat is made up of 2 safari bungalows, linked via a private walkway to its own exclusive plunge pool and deck overlooking the floodplains. The Bamurru Retreat bungalows have large ceiling fans and mesh walls. Designed for guests wanting more exclusivity with their own outdoor leisure space. The retreat sleeps a maximum of 4 guests and up to 2 children in swag beds upon request. It is ideal for families or friends traveling together. The Bamurru Plains experience is all about exploring and interacting with the diverse ecosystems that are scattered across our 300 square kilometers top-end wilderness. Our guided experiences will take our guests deeper into the landscape, on the lookout for dancing brogues, agile wallabies, and top-end sunsets. One of the best ways to explore the landscape that is teeming with wildlife is an airboat ride across the floodplains. The airboat brings you up and close to birdlife, brumbies, and buffalo, and is one of the best ways to spot a croc or 2. Interactive safari drives offer another unique opportunity to get up close with the region's incredible wildlife. Our passionate expert field guides will share their knowledge of the region's ecosystem and history while tracking crocodiles, buffalo, and other wildlife and bird life. Guided wilderness experiences last generally between 2 and 3 hours, 1 being in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. Experiences also include bird watching, guided walks to our bird hide, and croc spotting river cruises on the Sampan River. At Bamurru Plains, no 2 days are the same, and wildlife movements change with the season. As such, unfortunately, it's not possible to pre-select shared experiences. Our field guides carefully plan experiences based on duration of stay and to provide best possible chance of experiencing Bamurru's variety of environments and wildlife. The true luxury of Bamurru Plains lies in its location, which is home to an immense amount of birdlife and wildlife. In fact, the Merri River catchment is home to one of the largest saltwater crocodile populations in the world, and it hosts the annual migration of over 100,000 magpie geese. Kangaroos, wallabies, water buffalo, they all roam freely, while the area is also a haven for bird watchers. There's 236 species of birds recorded at Bamurru. This makes Bamurru a paradise for nature lovers and those seeking an immersive wildlife experience. Dining is one of the key parts of the experience. We offer gourmet meals that are created by an on-site chef, of course tailored to dietary needs. Our menu is changing daily using fresh local produce. Alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, spirits, and a selection of Australian wines are available from an open bar. Along with main meals, our guests will also indulge in canapes and sundowners during afternoon experience in the wilderness. All meals are served in the main lodge, a communal meeting space. The fully hosted three-course dinner is served at our signature long dining table. Private dining can be arranged if guests are staying in the Kingfisher Suite or the Bamurru Retreat. Here is a sample 3-night itinerary just to give you an idea of how a 3-night stay looks like. If your clients only have 2 nights available, that is absolutely fine as well. They will still get to experience Bamurru Plains. Now on day 1, there's an afternoon arrival. Our check-in is at 2 p.m. We will welcome you guests and show them around the lodge. That is then followed by an afternoon safari with drinks and canapes in the wilderness. They will be back in time for a hosted 3-course dinner at our signature long dining table. Day 2 and day 3, this is the full days. There's breakfast in the lodge, followed by a morning wilderness safari. They will be back for a 2-course lunch at the lodge. After lunch, there is some downtime and the guests can enjoy a swim in the pool or read a book by the pool. The afternoon wilderness safari starts at around 4 p.m. And there's 3, this is the full day. There is a little bit of time to unwind and soak in the beauty, have a pre-dinner cocktail, and dinner at the lodge is served at around 7 p.m. Day 4, this is the day of departure, breakfast again in the morning at the lodge, followed by a morning safari before departing Bamurru Plains by 11 a.m., our checkout time. For stays of 3 nights or longer, we would also suggest to include a day trip to Kakadu National Park to enhance your client's stay with us. We currently have 2 options available, Kakadu in a day and Kakadu Cultural Experience. Both include return air transfers from Bamurru Plains to Kakadu National Park. The experiences is additional cost and commissionable. For booking sales or inquiries, you can get in touch with our reservations team via phone or email, or contact our sales department, and we will be happy to assist you. As we conclude, I'd like to highlight what makes our Safari Lodge a truly unique experience. Set on the Mary River floodplains, Australia's own Okavango Delta, offering all-inclusive experience in a unique safari-styled accommodation. Gourmet dining, full open bar, and curated twice-daily experiences to get up close with the diverse wildlife on our exclusive private property. Here at Bamurru, we invite our guests to disconnect from the everyday and reconnect with nature. Bamurru Plains really captures the essence of the top end: immersive, wild, and beautifully remote. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a good feel for what makes Bamurru Plains such a unique and memorable place to experience the top end. Thanks again.
Wow, what a place. Absolutely stunning. Thank you so much to Lana and Louise. They seem to have lost connection, but maybe they will be able to dial in a little later again. I didn't get any questions. Should anyone still have a question for Lana and Louise or for Rob, please put them in the chat box. We can still quickly ask a few questions at the end of the session. But before we conclude, you already see it on the screen. We have a few updates in the NT, which I just wanted to talk you through, together with a few updates from what we're doing. But starting off with the Travelodge Darwin has recently rebranded as The Lea, following its acquisition by the Prendeville Group, a Western Australian company operating across Australia. The Lea is the group's first venture into the Northern Territory. While the group underwent the property underwent a major refurbishment in 2020. The Prendeville Group plans to upgrade the remaining 30 rooms that were not part of the initial refurbishment, ensuring a consistent and refreshed guest experience throughout. Then flights. More connections for the territory have landed. We talked about it last quarter, but it's definitely worth mentioning again. Please keep in mind Air North has a new route from Cairns to Alice Springs, which is now connecting the Great Barrier Reef with the Red Centre with 3 services per week. Fabulous for anyone in Australia, and for those of you coming from New Zealand, Air New Zealand flies directly from Auckland to Cairns twice a week, so it's a really great opportunity to combine these 2 Australian icons in one trip. Then Jetstar's new seasonal route between Darwin and the Gold Coast is open for bookings. Flights will operate from the 26th of June to the 24th of October with 4 services per week. Again, a great opportunity to combine the beaches of Queensland with adventure in the top end. Then Sea Darwin has a brand new tour called Darwin Distilled, Land, Sea and Story. It's a half-day experience that combines a harbour cruise, local storytelling, and a visit to a Darwin gin distillery. It's a great way for visitors to take the city's excuse me, history, scenery, and local flavors all in one easy, immersive outing. And Kakadu Tourism offers a new cruise product. I apologize in advance. I'm surely going to butcher the name. Their new tour is called Algogan Night Tour, and it offers a unique after-dark experience at Coinda. Guests join a local guide to explore country by night, learning about traditional stories, wildlife, and the spiritual significance of the land under the stars. It's a rare chance to connect with Kakadu in a truly immersive way. Then a quick look at trade specials that are running at the moment. Sealink NT is offering a 30% discount on retail rates for their TV by Design tour. This offer is exclusive to travel agents, and booking and travel is valid until the 30th of November 2025. So plenty of time to get to the NT and book this. If you're interested, please email salesnt@sealink.com.au. So it's subject to availability and T's and C's apply. Then Discovery Kings Canyon is still offering a great special industry rate of $220 per night, inclusive of breakfast for standard rooms. This offer is valid until the 30th of June 2026, and it's open to trade partners only. T's and C's apply. If you're interested in coming to the Red Centre, please contact tradesupport@gadeigroup.com.au. Then a quick look at what we are doing with our Tourism NT events and programs. Very excited. Our very first AdPub is coming up very soon, taking place between the 3rd and the 9th of June 2025. We have 7 dedicated AdPub members confirmed who completed all 4 webinars and questionnaires and will now join this unforgettable trip across the top end. We're starting in Darwin. We visit Litchfield National Park, stay for 2 nights in Kakadu National Park before heading into West Arnhem Land. Highlights include a cruise with Sea Darwin. We explore Litchfield with Northern Territory Indigenous tours. We scale Injalak Hill in Gumpalanya, relax on a yellow water cruise, and fly with Kakadu Air into Arnhem Land for an overnight stay at Davidson's Arnhem Land Eco Lodge, amongst many great other experiences. So congratulations to our full meal participants. I'm looking forward to meeting you all in Darwin soon, and I promise I will send you the detailed itinerary this week. It's pretty much done. If you want to join our 2026 AdPub, make sure to sign up, complete the upcoming webinars and questionnaires, and maybe you will be on the next trip. And then just a quick review on our NT Roundup trade event in Famil. As you know, as part of our quarterly TTP webinars, we gave away 6 spots to engaged members to join our NT Roundup trade event in Famil. This year's trip took place from the 28th of March to the 2nd of April in the Red Centre, and we had 20 agents from Australia and New Zealand join us for a week of immersive experiences, trade connections, and unforgettable moments, and there were plenty of those. From industry networking and outback ballooning in Alice Springs to cultural insights and helicopter flights at Kings Canyon, we also experienced rare waterfall sightings at Uluru and Karajuta. So we did have some real weather challenges, but the group was nothing but positive and fun. It was such a great time with this group of absolute legends. So big thank you to all of our fantastic NT Roundup participants. I know at least one is here today, so yeah. We will again give away 6 spots to dedicated TTP members in the upcoming financial year, starting from next quarter, so make sure you get involved. And then to finish up, obviously you would like to know what the trade training program incentive is this time. First of all, big congrats to our winner from last quarter. That was Kerry McFarlane from Moments Travel in New Zealand. She has won the NT prize package to the Red Centre, valued at $4,000. Hope you have a fantastic time in the Red Centre, Kerry. And this quarter, we're giving away an amazing prize package to the NT, valued at $6,500. And this package includes a $1,000 Webjet voucher, a $2,000 tourism top-end voucher to experience top-end products. Then Bamurru Plains is so kind to give away a voucher worth $2,500 towards a stay at Bamurru Plains. And Rob from Ethical Adventures is sponsoring 2 seats on a Kakadu day tour. So good luck. I wish I could win, but I cannot. So hope one of you will, I know one of you will. And the prize draw will take place on the 17th of June, 2025. Good luck. Then this brings me to the end of our presentation today. Thank you so much for joining us all. I know we take a bit longer than expected, but I hope you benefited from this webinar. Also, a big thank you to our presenters from Ethical Adventures and Bamurru Plains. It was really fantastic to have you on board. You see all contact information on the screen here, but don't worry, you don't have to write it down just now. I will send out all contact information with the link to the recording and the training module later today, latest tomorrow morning. Well, thank you, and we hope to see you again for the next trade training program webinar. Have a fantastic day. Bye.
Thanks, Miriam. Thanks for